Hi there, Megan Jansen with Employee Wellness Solutions Network. I'm very excited to have Barry Roa on today as our guest, speaking about employee wellness in the corporate wellness industry. Barry, you're an international influencer from Montebello, California. You're also sit on the board of directors for the International Association for Workplace Health Promotion. And you also run the wellness program at Wilbur Curtis Company. I'm really excited to hear about what you're doing. So share with me a little bit maybe about what Wilbur Curtis Company is all about and what you do there.
Thank you for having me. Wilbur Curtis Company manufactures coffee and tea brewing equipment, industrial size. So if you go in a hotel or convenience store, you'll see our brand there. We're the #2 brand in America, and we sell worldwide. Our wellness program began about 10 years ago, and it's been characterized as robust from the beginning. We talk not only about fitness and nutrition, but in the common parlance of today, well-being. We talk about financial health. We talk about social health, community health as well. It's very fun to do, and the people are very nice, and there's all kinds of people there. There's blue collar, there's white collar, there's office, there's factory, all different kinds of people. And we invite them all to opt in and join our program.
Excellent. So you work with several different employees. So C-suite executives to supervisors to frontline administrative staff and plant employees. So share with me a few examples of maybe some successful wellness programs that you've run at your organization to include all these people.
Sure. Well, overall, I think the best students coming into our program are the factory workers. Typically, they have very little education in the way of fitness, nutrition, or health overall. Perhaps they've gone to high school. Many have not gone to college or taken advanced courses. Maybe they've had some in response to their work advancement, but to take basic classes on anatomy or understanding cardiovascular health, it's not within their realm of understanding until they join our program. And I would very much like to give them all A's at this point, because we had like a special guest speaker the other day talking about diabetes, and we coached her a little bit in the beginning to expect much more than 101 level people watching her and asking questions. So she upped her game, and everybody took it all in. It was great to see. We have white collar coming in from the offices. We've got advanced degrees in engineering and in IT, research and development people. So you have to be spot on with what you're presenting to them so that they will stick around. Otherwise, they'll get bored.
That's right. So in over 10 years, you certainly have had to come up with programming that is with the times, trending with who your audience is. Share with me some of your most successful programming pertaining to maybe, you mentioned to me a little earlier about a walking program. Share with me a little bit about how successful that's been for you.
Sure, and that's a fun program, and it infects the whole year. We begin our monthly lunch and learns in January talking about it and gearing up for it, and it runs for 8 weeks. Keep it about 8 weeks. That's pretty much not too long, not too short, to get some fun done and have some results. So it's done February and March, ending in March. We have a large percentage of the employee base join in, even the salesmen, which are all over the country. In fact, they seem to always win. You want salesmen to walk. You want them to beat the sidewalk and wear down the shoes of their souls. And they seem to do that every year.
Are there incentives included in your program to get these people moving?
Well, besides the fun factor, because it's really employee run. It's captain run. So there's a lot of peer pressure, very positive peer pressure in this. And that's proved to be a real success factor for us. We've had 8 teams at times, and some teams have 40 people. Very large, due to the bird dog mentality of the captains. They'll recruit, everybody and their brother to be on their team and keep them going and record the steps. They'll have volunteers help them do it. They'll have a volunteer for the t-shirts that we provide after qualification. Qualification, very easy to do, but you do have to qualify. And maybe the last incentive might be the pizza party at the end, where we put out some fun trophies, perhaps. We'll have a category of spark plug, and we'll take a car spark plug, put it in a piece of wood, and there you go, there's your trophy. And we'll make a little fun out of it.
Yeah, it makes it relevant to your organization and some of the manufacturing products that you do make. So you don't run this all by yourself. You do have a wellness committee to help you facilitate these awesome challenges.
Absolutely. You need to have people help you. You can't do everything. So your delegation skills are put into play, and your education skills. Every time I have a committee meeting, I'm educating, I'm reinforcing, I'm planning ahead. I'm finding what worked well and what needs improvement. So on our committee, we have 10. We have 10 that's comprised of HR people, some other departmental people. So we have a kind of a cross-pollination, some little infusion of other interests, and family. This is a family-owned business, so family are part of the committee as well.
Excellent. It sounds like you've got a really great program going and continues to thrive. Any plans for the coming year with your wellness program? You said you got your walking program going to start soon, and any other programming that you can share with some of the listeners today in terms of what you're doing in your sector of manufacturing?
Well, every November we vote on what the next calendar year will include for events. So our October meeting coming up in just a week or so will be a discussion about the options. What do we want to keep? What do we want to remove? What can be used as replacement? I want to get the opinions of everybody on the committee. And over the course of the year, we may take informal surveys of participants in some way. This year we did a small little index card size input for a survey, very simple to do, took 1 minute, but the input I got was invaluable from the audience. Every 2 years we'll do a formal survey where we've composed questions, make it easy to answer. We'll collect those and make a chart on what they want to see. You don't want to put anything out there that's going to be in left field for anybody. You want to have something for everybody, but nothing so esoteric or weird that you don't attract people.
That's great. So your programming is really attractive to all levels of employees. Share with me how your C-suite leadership is involved with your wellness program, because as we know, the senior leadership support is critical in a successful wellness program.
Very important to have. We've enjoyed very positive and strong support from the C-suite from the beginning. This year, I started something a little different where I invite C-suite people to come in and give a short 3 to 5 minute comment before our lunch and learn. So in the 12 lunch and learns this year, we'll have had people from the executive offices, the lead people on manufacturing, IT, finance, collections, come in and say 2 things. One is what their thoughts about the CWP, that's what it's called, Curtis Wellness Program, what they think about the CWP, and what they personally do for wellness and well-being. And let me tell you, both of those are very interesting to the audience.
That's great, because it's sharing real life stories of support and what they're doing to improve their personal health and wellness, and how encouraging is that to hear from leadership. And I think that is amazing. It really helps programming when we have that support. So it's an excellent testimonial to really what our leadership and our managers can really, really do. And I think that influence is beneficial to the frontline staff and your shift workers to hear some of that messaging. That's great. Anything else in terms of how big is your organization, and what are your participation and engagement rates? Do you track some of that data and then report certainly back to your leadership?
I do. Every year I do a formal report for the C-suite. We talk about return on investment. I discuss value on investment. I show them the numbers from the walking program, for example, what it was compared to the previous years. That's maybe too academic for for real understanding the program, but it shows that we have consistently had participation at this high level. And that's what you want to do, show them that people are engaged. I think that one of the best things to do as a manager or a director of a program is to walk the floor. And that's where a lot of stuff gets done that gets heard by the C-suite, gets heard by others. When someone sees me talking to somebody in the aisle on the floor, they wonder what I'm talking about, but they know that I'm the wellness guy. So we must be doing something. We're making connections. I'm learning that Sophia has recruited those 40 people, even though she can't walk very far. She's a great recruiter. She's a Maine bird dog. We're talking about people's family situations where they're going to tell me about walking with the family again last weekend, or the shirt doesn't fit that they earned in the walking program last year because they lost weight again. It's all good stories.
All great stories and outreach to your people. That's really what makes that a wellness program, I think, really beneficial, is that outreach interaction with the employees, as you said, because you can really hear a lot and hear those stories and success stories and potentially challenges, you know, in terms of maybe someone wants to participate but doesn't feel like they can or they should. How would you deal with maybe a situation where an employee just doesn't seem to be there yet?
You know, I'm still tugging on the coattails of a couple people.
Yeah, it takes some time.
It's always going to happen, but I'm going to erode them. I'm going to bring them in somehow. You know, some people are just too busy. You have to realize people are there to work. So as a CWP, as a worksite health promotion program, you're there on the sidelines. You're a stepchild in a way. You don't want to interrupt their work. So you want to make things happen where it doesn't impact that. One of the ways to do that is to do a lunch and learn at their lunchtime, which sometimes has challenges. How long is their lunch time? 30 minutes. 30 minutes means maybe a 20-minute program because they got to walk in, they got to walk out. They got to make the buzzer on both ends. So you've got to have concise content. You've got to be efficient. And we actually produce our own food. We don't cater it in and have people go through a line and pick it up. We actually produce our own food. And we were given a curveball the other day. Lunchtimes have changed to be back-to-back from 10:30 to 11 and 11 to 11:30. There's no break in between like there used to be. That means we have to produce all the food for both sessions right away.
So you're having to cater to some of these changes that your organization is facing, and you've been able to really ride that wave, and you're still seeing some of those successful programs. So that's great. And you're catering that, as you said, those programs to your audience and you meeting them where they are. I think that's a really important point.
You have to remember the Latin saying carpe gumbi.
Yeah.
Be flexible. Right?
That's right. You have to be. I mean, if you have a plan and it doesn't follow exactly how we as program designers think, we have to ride that wave and really meet people where they are. And I think that's a really great testament to a phenomenal wellness program that you're involved with. So I wanted to just tie this up and thank you so much for sharing your expertise, some of your insights as a wellness program coordinator for your organization. And I just want to thank you again for sharing some of those really awesome tips for us wellness designers in this industry. Thanks, Barry, so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.